Hello everybody, happy Thursday. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to TCI. If you don't know me, my name is JB Brown. My friends call me Rev, so please call me Rev. And I'm the senior spiritual leader and founder of TCI, which stands for the Church of Inclusion. People say, what is that? And they say, I hate church, or I'm not into religion. Well, good, because we're not your traditional church, and we're not religious. We are a spiritual sanctuary for all people. And that is not just our tagline, that is part of our DNA. What does that mean? It means we're a place for you to get loved, because that's what our mantra is. We're here to love all people. We are here to love all people. I don't care what you are, if you come from the street background like me, or if you rose to the top of the executive world like I had the pleasure to, or if you're a straight-laced Boy Scout like one of my best friends. I don't care which part of the world you come from. Here's what I do care about. That I love you, and that everyone in our organization loves you, not to change you, but to just keep you as you are. Okay, well anyways, that's TCI. I love you guys. I could talk about TCI forever. Tonight's message is coming to you from one of my favorite locations in the world. A vehicle. Dun, 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 dun. It's so exciting. You never know. While you're filming, you might have an amazing opportunity for a prostitute to knock on the door and be like, hello, what are you doing? You know, trust me, we've been on locations and had some amazing things like that happen. They're scary. But it makes for never a dull day. Again, forgive the cold jacket look with the beanie. It is cold out. What are we going to talk about? Well, let's talk and recap our week. What did we do Monday? We talked about believing in yourself. Everything starts with that foundation. If you can't believe in you, you are not going to get to where you want to go. There's a doctor. His name is Dr. Dennis Waitley. Dr. Dennis is a brilliant man, and he was a psychologist. And what he did, that head shrink took care of the astronauts, getting them up there and dealing with the whole outer space when they were going to the moon and all that. And then after that, he went over to the Olympics and to be the head shrink over there. Now, let me tell you something about this man. There was a guy way back in the day. This was back when even I was a baby and not even barely born. He was 60s or 70s. I can't remember his name, but they used to call him Carrot Top because he was a redhead. And it's that one obstacle where you run, right? You're running, and you just jump up and arch your back and go over the pole and land on like a big bed, right? This is the guy who won and set the world record. And I don't even know what the feet or any of that stuff was, but he set the world record. And I believe it could be the high jump. One of the people on the site here with me mentioned. So let's call it the high jump, if that's what it is. And so here's what's interesting. And again, I'm going to give you a number, and I'm pulling it out of nowhere. So don't be like, that's not correct. I fact checked that. I don't know what the correct number was, but let's call it 6 feet. Let's say that the highest world record, and that this is the guy Carrot Top who set it for the U.S., it was 6 feet. So the head shrink, Dr. Dennis, is walking out, and he tells the coach for the U.S. Olympics team that they're training for the next season, which is 4 years away. And so he's at the training camp, and he's meeting his teammates for the first time, because the head shrink is a major part of the team. So those are his teammates, and he's part of their team. And they're starting to get to know each other, but he wants to meet them in his own terms. So he told him he wanted to meet Carrot Top on the field before he would practice. And he did. He walked up to him, shook his hand, said, so I just wanted to see your practice, your warm-up. I guess you warm up with the pole at a certain level, and he mentioned the number. I think he said it was like 5.5 feet or something. So that's the number. Okay. He says, well, why don't you go show me? So he runs out there, jumps over the thing, does his warm-up, jumps down. He says, what'd you think, Doc? He says, that's wonderful. He says, you just set the world record. He goes, well, I know. I did that back at the Olympics. He says, no, that was this height. And he's like, that's impossible. He goes, How's it impossible? I just told you it was this number, so you knew you could jump that number. So your mind believed you were going to accomplish that. And your body was like, okay, that's a little harder than what we normally do, but you were told it's that number. And in your mind, you're like, I got this. Now, this isn't hocus pocus. This is a real life event that was documented. And a brilliant doctor got the man to believe that he was jumping the normal level, when in all reality, they hired the level so that it was above the world record. Now, you can accomplish it if you believe. It's not hocus pocus. This stuff is the secret. Talk to every billionaire. They all started with belief. Believing in yourself. And then you heard on Wednesday, Sierra, one of our beloved spiritual leaders at TCI and an amazing author. This spiritual light that she is, this light is amazing. She took and went to a whole nother realm with what I talked about on Monday, and I loved it. There's a hymn, a little child's hymn, that goes along with what Sierra spoke on to you guys when she was talking to you from her heart about how she had dimmed her light. She had covered it, just like I'm covering right now from the light, right? People around her, she had been dimming her light because she thought that's what was best. In all reality, it's time for her to shine. And she's talking to you about this, and I'm like, oh my God, I love this. Because as a little kid, there's this, and I'm bad with singing, so forgive me. And I'm also bad with words and all the little details. But you'll get the point. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, it's a light, by the way. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Finally, I got some backup here. Wow. I gotta get a new roadie. I know one of my board members is gonna call me. You can't say that. There's a lot of stuff I say that you can't say, but we wouldn't be TCI if that was not me. Okay, back to the message. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel? No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel? No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Now, I probably slaughtered it. I know I did. And I probably missed choruses, and you're like, that is not how the song goes. That's how it goes up here between these two ears, okay? And that's what I thought of when she said that. I said, oh my God, this beautiful sunshine, this amazing being, a woman who I admire tremendously. And she's talking about shining bright. My own partner in crime, she told me that her ex once said to her, could you not smile so much? I'm like, what? Yeah, I smiled too much. And I'm like, God, I wrapped them up. Smile more. I love smiling. Smiling can help you get out of that funk. Because if I believe it in my heart, but my face says this. I mean, I'm just so excited to be here. I know you can see it on my face. I mean, you can just look real close. Do you see it? It's excitement. I love you. I'm really wanting to be part of this organization. I think I could be a great team member. Okay. No, you're looking for that person that's saying, hey, man, what an amazing place you guys have here. This is awesome. I love this place. Your home is beautiful. My Lord, what a great operation you have at this company. I would love to be part of something like this. Man, could I see myself learning from people like this? And also being able to maybe help and bring some serious value to this company. So in other words, we're talking about how we can hide ourselves, dumb it down. I'm serious. Sometimes I've had to dumb down my language. And I know people don't like that word dumb. Look, I've done a lot of dumb things. There's no way to call it other than that. So let's not be afraid of certain words, okay? Let's just use it the way it's supposed to be. And sometimes I've dumbed myself down. Because I have such a high IQ and because I was so successful, sometimes I have to go away. They're not going to understand what I'm saying. So I have to change who I am, slow it down, and then I realized, then I started to fail. And I'm like, I don't get it. I'm successful. I got the blueprints. It all works. Oh, I'm changing who I am, and I'm not shining my light as who I am. And as Sierra was saying, she's got to let her smile come through. She's got to be that sunshine. And if she's the only one, well, guess what, baby? She won't be. Because myself and my partner in crime will be right there with her and Joe, and we'll all be smiling and grinning together as bright as ever. Because that's the people we want to be around. That's the frequency, the vibration that I want out there. Listen, this stuff where I've had people write me and email me and even call me, come to meetings and meet with me and tell me it's all hocus pocus, that believe it crap. I agree. No argument there. There's a lot of crap that's just hocus pocus. But here's something I know. I have personally met with over 100 millionaires, women and men, from all backgrounds, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, all kinds of different backgrounds. And you know something? I ask them, give me your 10 big things. What are they? What's your 10 commandments? And after everyone gave me their Bible and their 10 commandments and their stuff, and after I study these people, there's certain traits that they all have. And that belief is in all of them. So I learned there are a few things that all the successful people, from hairstylists who built empires to the guy who runs the local YMCA to the retired president of the United States, they all have the same thing in common in certain areas. Fundamentals, if you will. So let's look at some of the fundamentals. Life stinks. I don't know about you, but life's not fun all the time. I know you're like, come on, man, you're like Mr. Positive. Yeah, well, let me tell you something. I'm also Mr. Negative. Ooh, what you gonna do about that? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. Trust me, okay? I was not always Mr. Positive. I was Mr. Positive that I was gonna be negative. I was definitely positive that I was gonna be negative. I am an oxymoron. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. I am an oxymoron. And here's something else. Bad things are coming your way. I know most pastors will never tell you that because they want to tell you, be with my organization. It's just peaches and roses. It's going to be wonderful. We're all going to just talk about Jesus and God and talk about how perfect things are, and we just kumbaya. No, you're not going to get that with this pastor. Here's what you're going to get. Reality check. Life stinks sometimes. Sometimes it's very sad. I'm going through a sad time. Let me open up as I do quite often and bare my soul for a second. Today is December 2nd. It is the day after December 1st. That was the day my adopted mother died. She died on the 1st of December. It was an early morning. She was in Maine and she passed. For anybody who knew me from my past, I was a very violent man. And I loved it. I loved fighting. I loved breaking bones. I loved it. I was good at it. I haven't been in that world in 25 years. I can still walk down streets and people move. I laugh because I'm just an old man. But this angel, she changed me. I changed my entire career to be back for the last 6 years of her life when she was battling all of this cancer. I was there from the first meeting with the doctor to the end. But I was not there when she passed. I got that call in the morning, and I was out of the bed, and I walked into the living room, and I collapsed on my knees. I threw my phone, smashed it on the wall. I was punching my floor, and I looked up, and I was yelling at the top of my lungs at God, telling him to just take a flying leap. That she was the most saintly person I've ever known. The kindest woman. She never wanted anything but just your love. You'd have to force her to take beautiful things, expensive stuff, because she would sell it and then turn around and buy something cheap for her and get the rest of her children and family and people in need things. I mean, this is that lady. And I blamed God. And I didn't speak to him for 2 years. I didn't even darken the door of a church. I turned down all proposals for preaching across the country and went strictly into business. I'm done with this guy. Calls himself God, right? This girl, this deity, this divine thing, this puppet master, which I'm not telling you I believe, because I don't believe God's a puppet master. I'm just telling you my frame of mind when I lost one of the greatest things in my life. 2 years later, I found myself again. But here's what's interesting. My adoptive mom is why I left the street. Why I left running the cruise. Why I walked away from a world that I was very successful in. Was her. She told me she wanted to meet the little boy, the little 7-year-old, the one that was sweet and always would sing and make songs up about God and his family in the back of the car. She says, I heard stories about that little boy, but I never met him. I want that little boy back. And I'm sitting here, this hardened criminal running an empire, smuggling, racketeering, all kinds of stuff. Things I can't say that I've done because they could charge you with it. But a whole bunch of things. And I was good at it. But my mom, she got me to change. So yesterday is a tough day for me. I light a candle that I have that I got from her memorial service. I've kept it ever since in a very special case. And I light it on that night just for a second. And I think about her. And why do I tell you this? Because this is a deep part of who I am. This woman made me who I am. I am now, if you talk to anyone in the organization, they'll all tell you, I love loving people. I don't care who you are. You know, you just got out of prison and you've got 3 murders on your jacket. Dude, I love you. You're tattooed all over your face, head to toe. Big metal rods sticking on all kinds of places that you don't even want to know. I don't care. I love you. You're gay. You're straight. You have HIV. I don't care. I love you. You're a Democrat or a Republican. Oh, God, do I really have to say I love them? Okay, I guess I have to. If I have to. There's a gun over here pointed at me right now, so I have to say it. Yes, even a Democrat and a Republican, I love them. I love everybody. But I wouldn't be that guy had that woman not done what she did in my life. I'm just an adopted kid. But every time I came to that house, there was a picture on the wall of me. It was me. And then there was another picture, and it was me and my family, my kids. Me. I mattered to this person. And that to the day she died, when I went there, it shocked me. Up on the wall still, my pictures. Now, that's tough. I'm going through a lot of emotions with that. Tied into having some health problems that I have to deal with my heart that are, it's life. Let me tell you something. I'm going to let my light shine. I'm not going to hide it. It's painful. So talk about it. Don't hold it in. Listen, I have talked to a lot of people. They just hide it. You can be successful and have your crap all messed up. Did you know that? Most of my friends who I interviewed, these millionaires, they got so many problems. Just like you and me. Except because they're wealthy, it's usually a blown up problem. You know? Local guy goes and spends an extra $50 at the bar or something a week. That's not good. Him and his family can't afford it. Him and his wife fight a lot over it. Then you take the mega millionaire with the same kind of problem, except he's buying like nightclubs and strippers, and it's just excessive. But it's because the money just almost blows it up, amplifies it. Okay, they have problems just like you, just like me. But they're still successful, and they have those principles. So don't blow it off because you think, oh, that believe it, you can achieve it crap. Yeah, well, I'm a walking, living, breathing miracle because of that believe it and you can achieve it crap. I am, no one's science can say how I'm still here after all the heart attacks, the congestive heart failure. My heart this week has been running at 225 over 124. I don't like to normally share my health problems as I'm going through them. I prefer to share it after I've gone through it. But I need you to hear this. I got some major issues that I'm dealing with. But you know what? You're never going to see me throwing in the towel and going into the dark side and doubting and all that mamsy-pamsy, well, I'm a baby and I don't want to accomplish anything. No, we're going to beat this thing. We're going to get the heart under control. We're going to overcome this pain that I have to live through every year. So how do I do that? I don't know yet. I don't. I think I've got it down. I found a way that I believe it's making it better, that each year I'm not dreading no more the 1st of December. I'm now kind of looking forward to it because now I focus on not the fact that my mom is physically gone. I've had the chance to see her twice since I've died and transitioned to the other realm, which is not what everyone thinks heaven is, which is amazing, by the way. But I was able to see her twice and know that she's still connected to me. So now it's like, wow, you know what? Hey, it's all good. It's all good. See how the perspective changes? And now you've got a guy smiling and he's happy and not a guy that's about to blow his brains out. Serious. It can make people kill themselves. There are people hurting out there. And so TCI here, what we want to do is just help bring a little light to your life. We want to be your sunshine when you can't. And then hopefully you can be our sunshine when maybe we can't. Maybe when I'm struggling through some health problems, you can come over and help lift me up. I sure could use that sometimes, you know. Even though I am Mr. Positive, I'm also Mr. Negative. And I sure sometimes need my friends to come over and say, hey, let's go fishing. Come on, man. Let's go talk about it. Let's go cheer you up. I don't want to be cheered up. I want to frown and be mad and sad. Okay. Well, you frown and be mad and be sad. We're just going to smile all around you. Oh, yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. I just going to smile, and that's okay. I'll let you be, you be Mr. Grumpy. You go right ahead. Good. You know, guess what? It's infectious. And then next thing you know, you're like, good, I'm mad at you. Leave me alone, you crazy person. But it works. So it's not this name it and claim it. It's real science behind successful people. And that's all we want to do at TCI. We want to help mentor you to become more successful. We're a spiritual organization trying to teach you how to find peace here in hell as we go through this beautiful thing we call life. God bless you. God loves you. She is listening to you, and she is hearing you, and she is answering your vibration by how you are sending out that vibration. So let's make sure we're sending out the vibration that is, we're going to let our light shine, and we are going to be the beautiful, brightest light in this world that we can be. Love you guys.